I'll be back.
But to me,
Okay.
it's a matter of people have money and people choose how they're going to spend it. Do you want to spend it buying fancy clothes? Do you want to spend it buying cigarettes and beer? Do you want to spend it buying pot? Do you want to spend it on your home? How do you choose to spend your money? And if you choose to spend your money in a frivolous manner, in my opinion, then I am not going to want to fork over money for somebody. I'm more inclined to help somebody who maybe they lost a sibling or they lost a loved one. I'm more inclined to help that person because of the grief they're going through. But for somebody who posts a Cash App, now Kara posts a Cash App and says right on it, if you're entertained, you can donate. That's straight up. She's not putting any, please help me, I'm sick,
I don't buy
I'm
edibles,
this.
Don.
But to me, if you put it up and you just say straight up, listen, I'm entertaining you, and if you feel so inclined to throw me $5-10, I'll take it. That's more straightforward. I respect that more.
That's straight up.
He's living with a woman who has a job. He has a job. They're able-bodied. And he's out there spending money buying these expensive coffees and takeout and all this shit. You know what? No, that's just lazy begging. No.
Oh, so hold up. So DK, so you're accusing him for using people now.
He does. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm straight up saying it. Yeah, there's no soft accusation here. I'm factually telling you.
Okay.
When that guy's barbecuing, it looks like 3 chickens on a grill for dinner.
I know that's the fuck right.
Enough to feed an army, and then he's over there begging for money, but then he's stopping at McDonald's buying coffee and doing this. I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry, but I've been piss poor where I had to sleep on a couch. I didn't even have a bed to sleep in. And guess what? I survived it without begging, but I didn't have money to send my own kid on a fucking class trip for $25. That was one of the most humiliating points of my life. But I wasn't going to sit there and beg. Fortunately, another parent, the school called me and said, listen, is the reason she's not going because you can't afford it? We don't mean to embarrass you, but there's another parent who sent in extra in case there was a child who couldn't afford it. I had to suck up every ounce of pride and accept that gift. And then in return, I donated. When my kids had class trips later and I could afford it, I would donate so that another kid in that shoes could go. But there's kids out here who skip lunch at school because they don't have money or whatever. There's resources out there for people. I'd rather donate to the kid at school who doesn't get the lunch or a different situation. But people on the internet who I'm watching spend money frivolously, in my opinion, I'm not donating to. I'm just not.
Doesn't make sense. You're right.
If you can't pay the rent, then you're probably living beyond your means.
So let me ask you, what is your opinion about Diddy?
Who? D. Ditters?
Yes.
D. Ditters doesn't just post his Cash App and say, if you choose to donate, you know, that's cool. D. Ditters puts pressure on those people. He pressures and he specifically targets vulnerable people. That's different. He targets people. He pressures them. He's very hard pressure. I don't like hard pressure. My opinion.
See, Rocky, you remember one of those old Southern preachers that, like, you know, 55, 60 plus, and no disrespect to the Christians. I'm not talking about, like, Christianity, but, like, the ones I'm talking about that have been, they go around and used to do the tent revivals when we were kids, when, you know, and how they get the little old ladies. Yeah. And then you know that they were taking them for the money when they go around and visit. But that's what I look at Deacon as. That's kind of like the moves he makes.
Put it another way.
I don't know if you was being funny, but that's exactly how I was raised, so I don't know. But anyway, I know exactly what you're saying.
When D. Ditters goes around telling people he makes 6 figures and he still begs from people who are making $30,000 a year, that's
what throw me off right there. See, that's what I'm saying. When a person brags that he makes so much money, why do he still need to ask for so much money?
Shameful.
That's the only thing that throw me off.
There's food banks out there. There's food stamps out there. There's resources out there. To me, most people should be able to survive. Survive well, that's a different story. Maybe, not everybody's going to survive well. That requires hard work, longevity. Um, you know, I know people who basically fucked around doing drugs, not working, working off the books their whole life, and now they're in a shitty situation because they're too old to work and they're stuck at a very low social security. That is a result of years of bad decisions. They have to live with that. Why should I take years of good decisions and split my money with someone who lived it up and made all the bad decisions when I was, when I was going without and trying to save and put money away and make the right decisions? It's just like people who don't have insurance on their home. And meanwhile, the people who pay for the insurance on their home, they're paying $100, $200 a month. They're going without things to pay that insurance. You get other people who don't pay insurance on their house, and then when something happens to their house, I'm stuck. Can you all help me? Well, why didn't you pay your insurance? Because you were busy partying it up with that money while I was paying insurance. I just have a different perspective. I'm more inclined to help somebody who doesn't ask for it, but they're struggling, but they don't ask for it. That person, I'm more likely to help.
T-Rod, do you know what Bigo? Have you ever been on Bigo or an app like Bigo with all the buttons and colors and different things on it? Okay. Ditter's money ran out a long time ago on Instagram, and he moved to Bigo because when you get on Bigo, I've streamed on apps like that before, like Live Me, if you've ever heard of that, but they tend to be Asian apps with a lot of flashing colors, and they're like a slot machine. You have a lot of people on social media that are addicts, let alone gambling addicts. And when you get on Bigo, it's extremely addictive to buy the coins and to spend them to possibly win more, and you gift and win little prizes that light up on the screen and hit the dopamine in your brain, and it becomes a repetitive addiction. So he knew to take people there to help that machine get him that money and profit off of it. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because he ran out. People stopped. He ran through all of our crowd. Yeah. Well, not that too, but he took the people that he knew were in addiction and had addictive behaviors, and the women that we spoke about before, and he took them over to an app. I mean, I'll hate to give him credit, but he knew to take them there. And I think he's addicted to himself, and because you have to spend money to keep getting money on that app. It is on apps like that, with the Asian apps that do that way. Where you buy coins and gift them or beans or whatever. And he took those people there because his money dried up so long ago. Now he tries to still gain new people from over here and uses Kara for content, and now you as well. So there's that.
I don't believe he's making as much as he says either. You do realize if he finds somebody on that app, if he has someone on that app that they can both make an agreement, listen, you donate X amount to me and I'll donate X amount to you, and it will show his income coming into us, which can put us at higher levels to meet goals, to get more money, and to intimidate other people that they need to donate more. It could be a racket.
But I did do some research about it's like levels. Like what we all do and we all have in common is the same level that we can all take over there. Again, I don't know if you're catching on what I'm saying. And what I did my research about is say for instance, if you go over there, DK, I go over there. It's all about what you can. If we're gonna be doing the same thing like he's doing, right? You really think you're gonna make more money than him, or more? How much money do you think you'll make? So you gotta put yourself in that element like that. That's how I know a lot of shit can be bullshit before I even have to test it.
Truthfully, I just cannot put myself in that position because he puts a high pressure and he intimidates people. Second of all, I would never, ever in my life be comfortable accepting any donations from first of all, when I don't need them. Second of all, how could I ever ask for donations when I'm financially okay? How could I expect people who are making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year to turn around and take their hard-earned money and hand it over to me if I'm making more. I just, I mean, he goes live. Basically, he makes fools of his followers by saying, I make 6 figures. I have so much money in the bank. But
That
meanwhile,
is a fact. It's not about him. He makes his followers look stupid.
yeah, he's taking money from people who are on fixed incomes, handing over their retirement checks. I think it's disgrace. It's unethical. It's immoral. It might not be illegal, but to me, it's immoral.
Good way
A
to
lot of
put it.
people you could donate on those apps have disabilities, mental and physical as well. So you've got all of them that are on a steady stream of income, and those apps cater to people like that specifically for their money. It works for people. As far as what levels, like D-Rock, there's a huge difference in what you and I could do over there. Like Scalp, what he does. Scalp makes,
Yes,
I
it's
think, a good
their
extra
money.
income on there. But he's a comedian. He roasts people, I think. I've watched him a few times over there, more on Instagram than Bigo. But like me, as a chick, as a woman, I'd have to watch what I wear. And it wouldn't be just dancing. I mean, you have to be dramatic because now algorithms are geared toward if you pitch a fit, cry, scream, holler, all that, they'll pop numbers on you that are unreal. They'll do that on Instagram too.
Mm.
You'd have to act wild as fuck to get some viewers.
Yeah, it may be their money, Kara. It's their money, yes. That's why I said it may not be illegal. It's their money. But me personally, I would feel immoral taking money from people knowing that they've worked hard and they're struggling while I'm living high on the horse, taking their money while I intimidated them or pressured them to get it from them. That's just me personally.
Intimidate them. That's interesting word.
It's a bully.
I think a lot of and second of all, honestly, I believe charity starts at home. Charity
Google,
starts
you
with
still
your
here, right?
family.
Yeah.
Okay.
After your family, charity starts with your neighborhood, your friends. It doesn't start online with a bunch of strangers when half of them are out here lying to extort money from people. If I donate money, I want to know who I'm donating to. I want to know why they need it. Why do you need this? If I worked hard for my money, why do you need my money? And it sounds shitty, but it's the truth. I need to feel comfortable with why this person needs it. I didn't donate to that woman who said she was pregnant. I don't fucking know her. I don't know if she's really pregnant. If you doubt them, you're a bitch. But even with Sketty, I'm sorry, I'm going to bring it up. I ragged on him about going because all of a sudden he went live 3, 4, 5 times a day when his mother was sick in the hospital, crying about how sad he was, how he needs money and this and that. And then he's out going to breakfast and buying his mother flowers. He didn't buy his mother flowers. The internet did. I'm sorry. If you got it just gross. It just gross. I thought it was gross. You used your mother's illness to beg for money so you could go out and eat fucking breakfast? Get out of here.
Not to be funny though, but just the conversation was he gotta eat.
Yeah, but you know what? Cook the fucking food. You know what? Here's the other part. If you're going to beg for money out here, don't be so fucking stupid as to put it in people's face that you spend it frivolously. D. Ditters would be better off if he said he didn't make much money from Bigo and then people donated to him. He'd be better off saying he's having trouble paying his rent and then accepting the money. But you can't be bragging how well off you are and at the same time begging. I don't even know how that equation's working for him. It's mind-boggling.
So what's actually what he was begging for about to get pay his mother's medicine or to get what was he begging for?
It was never really crystal clear because people feel uncomfortable asking exactly what you need the money for. If somebody comes out here and says, my mom is sick, she's in the hospital, I'm really having trouble financially, I can't focus, I need money, here's my cash app if anyone wants to help me out. It's uncomfortable to say, well, exactly what are your bills? Why aren't they paid? How much income did you bring into the home? How did
I
you
mean, don't
choose
get me
to
wrong.
spend it?
I know people get sick, but at that situation or that time of the situation, it's either you need like money to like get rushed to the hospital, like take an Uber. I'm just being realistic. Okay, you need money because mind you, you can't pay for your mother's med,
She was in the
medicine.
hospital.
I'm just saying, I'm just being real for medicine or something like that. But if we just saying because of emotions and feelings, that don't mean I wouldn't pay that no mind.
Well, here's the real fact, the hardcore fact. If somebody's in the hospital, their bills are, I mean, they're getting their treatment. Now, with a hospital, you can pay them $10 a month for life, and they can't
No, I'm
return you
talking about
into
how
credit.
when you get out
But
the hospital, you got to get your medicine, you got to go to CVS, and then mind you,
mhm,
it's probably gonna cost you some money. So that makes
right.
sense.
Or if you're
Uh,
spending your time up at the hospital, you may want to buy some, get full time.
no, I'm about to say, since you thought about that shit, that shit would make more sense. Cause I
But
don't think you
that didn't appear to be the case, D-Rock. I'm
no, you
just
did
saying
say he ate breakfast. That's why I'm like, hold up. Everything he spent so far was
he was
breakfast money.
home and went out to breakfast. He wasn't up at the hospital and got a cafeteria meal.
Cause I know
But
West. I mean, I know Skittles drink, right?
excuse me?
I know he drinks, right?
Who?
The guy you talking about,
Yeah, I
Me?
think so. Yeah.
Um
right? So it'd
I
be
think he
different you
does
telling
now.
me that he got money, he fucked up, he bought liquor and got drunk, but he got money and went to breakfast, and then I'm assuming that he got some flowers, and then he went to go see his mother again. So what did he do wrong?
Um it, it's not a matter of what he did or didn't do wrong. It's a matter of how I feel about it. And
No, I'm
let's
with you, but I'm
preface
just
it
not
with,
understanding like what's wrong about what's going on so
okay,
far.
it's a cry wolf situation to me. Um,
So you don't believe his mother was sick?
no, his mom was sick. I believe
Okay.
that. But the thing is that he's asking every week. His Sketties asks for money constantly.
I know,
And
but I think that was the only time that it was legit time, right?
to watch a grown man go live crying, physically crying, and he made sure the tape was pulled so you could see him crying so that he
I'm
could get some
laughing because
money.
did you see him actually cry? Because if he put that fucking performance on, shit, you better pay that motherfucker.
Multiple times a day he was going live crying and ask him, dry beg him for money, putting his cash app up. But he was putting his cash app up for a month every time he was live. He would go in someone else's box and ask them to pin his cash app all the time. It just, for me, it's a turn
All
off.
right, would you
When you're
ever help
out
this
here,
person?
who?
Who are you talking about?
Sketty?
Yeah. Would you? I call him Skittles, but would you ever help him?
I can't rule it out 100%, but it would be very circumstantial. Number one, he's a habitual beggar. Number two, he's been a complete prick to me. So you know what? I probably feel, there's 50 million other people here. Let them help you because I'm not your girl. So
So
no.
if we really put up a cash app that he's about to get put out for rent, he need help for rent. Would you help
Oh,
him?